This video is to go over the sales home flow. So we're going to be talking about sale orders, pig tickets, packing lists, and invoicing today. So hopefully you watched the opportunity section prior to this, so you know that you can convert any of those transactions into a sale order. And also watching the inventory video would help you to understand how to utilize the cart and coming from the cart to start a sales order. For this video, we're going to be creating a sale order directly. So you'll notice the icon here in the middle of the screen for a sales order has a plus sign. So we're going to create a new sale order by clicking on that plus sign. Your sale order is where we're going to be picking the billing customer, putting in the end customer details, as well as selecting the products and or services you're going to be billing them for. The pig ticket would be an internal document for you to print off and give to your team in the warehouse so they know exactly what material they should pull. This is also going to be the point where you can update dimensions, because after they pull the material, they can resize it and update it there. At any point during the sale order transaction, you can take deposits, so we'll go over that also. The next step after creating a pig ticket is creating a packing list. So this is the document that you can print out and send with the material on the delivery for the customer to sign off on and accept the delivery. Once you get that signed paperwork back, then you can invoice either individually, or we do have a batch invoicing option. Okay, so let's go here. We're going to click on the plus sign for a new sale order. The system is going to generate the sale order number and put in today's date. You do have fields for customer PO, in-use segment, project type, things like that. Any drop-down fields you see like this in the system, you can configure in the system settings for your needs. Okay. The first step really is to select your billing customer. You're going to come here and click on the search icon to see a list of your existing customers in the system. If it is a new customer, you have the option of clicking on this Add New Link, which will bring up this field here for you to fill in the customer directly. So I'm just going to search for one existing in the system. Their information will populate those fields, and then we're going to move on to the ship to information. The pickup and the delivery or the install it drives the sales tax in the system. So pickup is going to pick up the sales tax set up for your location, where delivery and install is going to go off of the sales tax that the customer is set up as. Okay. If you click on delivery, then it does ask you to fill in the ship to address and contact information. There is one field here that is required. This is the requested ship or pickup date or install date if you're a fabricator. This does drive a couple of the other lists. It's basically going to help you prioritize those deliveries. So you can just select the date here. The associates are the third-party vendors involved on the sale. So if you would like to just tie an architect or a designer or a general contractor to this sale, you can do that here by either searching for them or adding new. At the bottom, you have some notes you can enter, special delivery instructions, internal notes, or printed notes. Once you fill in all of this data and you're ready to move on, you're going to go to the next step to add your products. This is the page where you're going to be searching for your stock items, non-stock items, or your services. If you're a fabricator, please refer back to the quoting video. You will be adding products the same way, primarily through a package. Based on what type of product you're looking for, you'll use the different tabs. So stock products, meaning that you do generally carry the material in your inventory, and non-stock being special order items that you order from a catalog. So if I go to stock, I'm just going to be searching by name or by SKU. everything with Absolute in the name is going to generate here. And let's say I want Absolute Black 2cm. So I'm going to click in that general area, and my Add New Stock Product fields will generate here at the top. So I've selected Absolute Black 2cm. You can get very specific on how you want the information to print on the sale order. So we have a subheading option where you basically can create a subheading and then group the products or services underneath a subheading. So you can be really organized if you would like to maybe group by room or what the material is for. The SO is actually the sort order. So again, how you would like this information printed on the document. You have a description field and a supplier purchasing note field. They are open text boxes, so you can record any information there and it will store. We also can make this an option to print on the paperwork if need be. So at this point you have two options. You can see for this material we do have slabs available. However, if we didn't have any slabs available, we would need to check mark this box that says this is not in stock, which basically tells the system that I do not need to pick from a piece in inventory. I just need to type in a quantity. If I don't have this check marked, I won't be able to manually type in a quantity. The system will force me to pick a piece from inventory. So I can come here and I can check mark the slabs that I want on the sale order. And it's going to allocate those slabs here and give me a total square footage. The price should generate off of the customer price level. They're here for reference. And then we can click on Add Stock Product, and those items will be shown on the left-hand side as being selected. Let's do that one more time, perhaps with a non-slab item. I'll find my material and click on it. I'm going to be clicking from inventory in stock. So I'm going to click in this green area. And you notice that I've had quite a few purchases for this material. And you can see the quantity of each purchase. So let's say I'm going to select one of these sinks, just one. So I'm going to override this 19 with a 1 and then check mark that line item, which will allocate just one sink, and add my stock product. Non-stock items. Generally, these are going to have a preferred supplier set up for them. So you would have the preferred supplier set up, and you're going to be able to basically see all the catalog items you've entered in for that preferred supplier in the system. Now you will notice that we have a couple of special order, almost like dummy items in the system, one for square footage and one for each. If your company does not want to take the time to upload the entire catalog for that supplier, I suggest using these special order items and setting them up for each type of unit of measure. So if I select the special order item square footage, I can use this description field to actually type in what the product is. Then I can put in the supplier name here, and when the purchasing department goes to order the special order item, they're going to see what the actual product is and who they should order it from. And add non-stock product to add it to the left-hand side. Let's do one service also. This is how you will be doing delivery charges. If you're a fabricator, searching individually for your edging, cutout services that you offer. This is also how you're going to do discounts, which is basically just going to be a negative line item. So let's say I pick one of these discounts. I'll put the quantity in as 1, and the price is going to be negative. and add that service. Okay, so once you've added everything to the sale order that you need, we can save this sale order, and it will take me to the sale order detail page. So I'll see all of my customer information and notes in the top section. I can print this off, edit it, see costing information here. In the middle is my activity log. So my activities at this point in time is creating either a pick ticket, an invoice, or perhaps a purchase order directly from the sale for items that I don't have available. There's a couple of tabs here at the bottom. Depending on your type of company, you may or may not see some of those options. The sale order tab is going to show you everything that we recently added. The inventory tab is where you're going to see what pieces you've actually allocated. Now, for this particular sale order, we actually allocated the material in the previous step. So I wouldn't have to do anything here. Scheduling is for our fabricator customers, and that's actually on a different training video. Then you have your two default tabs here, your files and your CRM. I also want to point out a feature we have here at the bottom. This is called the credit logic. So basically, we can turn on these features for you, which would show you a past due lock. So this is showing me that this customer has 6 invoices past due for a total of $220. It would also show their credit available. So based on the credit limit you have set up for the customer, how much they have available. So right now in the demo, it's just showing me this information, but it's actually an option where we can turn this on where it would stop you from moving forward with this sale, either creating a pick ticket or invoicing. So because there's a past due lock, if I tried to create the pick ticket with that switch turned on, it wouldn't let me. You also notice here at the bottom that I can receive a deposit, which I'll do at this time just in case you do handle some money. And I've lost my internet. Let's try that once more. There we go. So this is a new deposit page. It's always going to be applied to the sale order we came from. I just need to fill in my mandatory fields. So my payment method, expiration date on that card, and put in the amount. Then I'll add this new deposit. It will take me back to my sale order page, and I'll see that here at the bottom. Now, if I needed to edit any of these items on the sale order, you'll notice that each item does have an edit button. So I could click on that. It takes me to my edit page with that item already pulled up here on the right-hand side, so I can modify or delete it if I needed to. So the first step to do is to create a pick ticket. So this is, again, your internal document. You're going to be giving this to the warehouse team so they pull the correct material. At this point in time, if you are delivering in steps or you're installing in stages, you need to tell the system at this point in time what you're going to be invoicing right now. So you'll notice that each line item has a check mark. So the items you are not going to be delivering need to be unchecked. Or for services, you can change the quantity at this time. And then create your pick ticket. So Stone Profits now allows you to create multiple invoices from one sale order. So because I uncheck marked that one piece of material, I'm going to be able to create a pick ticket in the future for that one item that eventually gets turned into an invoice, therefore having two invoices on this one sale order. So I just created my pick ticket, and it takes me to the pick ticket detail page. So here at the top right, I can print this off, and this is what goes out to your workers in the warehouse so they know exactly what they need to pull. They should also be using this worksheet for notes for dimensions. So if something's changed, they can make notes here and then sign off who pulled it. Here at the bottom, if dimensions did change, you need to click on Update Dimensions. And on this next screen, those are open for me to edit. Therefore, you're going to be invoicing for the correct quantities. Click on Update to save it. Now, the pick ticket has been finished, so the system knows that you have pulled the material, and it's time to create your packing list. So again, just click on Create Packing List. I just want to point out at this stage, you do have the opportunity of adding a service. So if you're now going to be adding them for a delivery or some sort of surcharge, you can do that at this step also. And then create the save. Now I'm on my packing list page. I can print this out with or without prices. And this is what the customer should be signing off on to accept the delivery. And once it's been delivered, you can create your invoice here at the bottom. Again, a review page. Again, you have the option of adding a service. Create invoice to save. So now this is your invoice page. I can print this invoice out or email it to the customer. And at the bottom, the terminology has changed because now it's an invoice sale. I can receive a payment. So I'll go ahead and do that. Again, just select your payment method, required information, and it's already pre-selected the invoice that you want to pay. However, perhaps they're only giving me half of this right now. I can update that amount and then save and view the receipt. So this is a receipt detail page. It's showing me where it was applied. I can click on my invoice number here, takes me back to my invoice, and now I'm seeing my two payments and my updated balance. Now I do want to point out here, you're seeing two totals. This top total is your invoice total. So the $17,1907 is the true balance of the customer's AR. This is the sale order total. So it's slightly different because we could have updated dimensions, which causes the balance to be different. I'm going to go back to the original sale order, which is the parent transaction. And we're going to see now in the log, this is the original history of the sale order, and we have one invoice from today. Okay. Now you remember that I did add one special order item to my sale order. So once the material goes through the whole processing department and it's purchased and received into inventory, you can come here to the inventory tab, and this is where you're allocated. So once it's been received, you will see items available in stock. You'll be able to click in the available fields, and you'll be able to say the amount you want to allocate, check mark it, and allocate. So now, for all the different products I had on this sale order, I have enough allocated. If I go to a pick ticket now, it's going to show me just the material that I did not put on the first pick ticket. So the remaining items will be listed here. And I'll create my pick ticket to save. I'll go back to my sale order. And now I'm seeing my original invoice and my pick ticket. So eventually that pick ticket will be replaced with a packing list, and the packing list will be replaced with an invoice. One last thing with the sale orders are returns. So returns can be done two different ways. We can go to the individual invoice, and under the action button we have an option to create a return. Or you could go to your sales home, and you could come to your returns icon here and click on the plus sign. We have to search for the invoice, customer, or material on the left-hand side. So I think this is kind of the longer way of doing it, but if the customer doesn't have the invoice number, you will have to search for it this way. Let me go back to my invoice. I'll click on my invoice icon and find the one that I just did. I'm going to go to my action button and create a return. And it will list all the items that were on that invoice. So I basically need to check mark the items that is being returned. I'll be able to update dimensions for items. So if they purchase the slab but they're bringing back only a portion of it, you can change the quantity. At the bottom here, any discounts you want to give at this time or charges such as a restocking fee, you would need to have that service set up in the list section first and then be able to credit that amount. I'm going to click on Create Return. It creates a return and gives the customer a credit of just over $2,000. However, I'm not done yet, so I still need to apply this balance to another transaction. You could leave it as a credit, or we can apply it. Okay, so I could see all the other invoices that this customer currently has open, and then I can select what invoice I want it to be applied to. You're seeing the one in blue, it means that's the original invoice. So I'll just credit it back to that original invoice so it will wash out their receivables and apply. Returns is another transaction that you're going to see in the activity log on the sale order detail page. So all the history is going to be stored there. If I go back to the sale order here, I will see that return. So that is the flow for a sale order: creating a sale order, creating your internal document, the pick ticket, updating your dimensions, creating your packing list for the customer to sign off on, and then invoicing the customer. Check out other videos for the delivery schedule and also giving a customer a credit memo.